again for the precious commodity of your time and trusting me for this next hour. It is a true honor to be here with you guys today, as it is every single day. I love working with people that show up and are working on themselves. And you could be anywhere right now, you guys. You could be scrolling aimlessly on your phone. You could be sitting in the comfort of your home doing absolutely nothing, but you're not. You're here at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night because something inside of you is whispering that there's more for you. Excuse me, sorry. I've been battling this cold for a couple days. I'm not sure why. Um, and I'm here to tell you guys the whisper that you guys are hearing in your ear or in your subconscious or wherever it's coming from is there because here's the truth, you guys. You cannot outperform the vision you have for your life. I'm gonna say that again. You cannot outperform the vision that you have for your own life. Let that sink in for just a second. Because if you can't see it, you're never going to chase it, you guys. We've been talking about this for 5 weeks. If you don't know exactly what you want, you're never going to get what you want. If you can't visualize it, you're never going to be able to manifest it, ever. It's never going to happen. So you have to be able to visualize exactly what you want. And once you visualize it, then you can start putting it into the universe and start manifesting all the things that you want in your life. So, what we're going to talk about tonight is exactly that. We're going to talk about how to manifest, how to create a vision board. What's the right way to create a vision board? Because, there's a lot of things out there that says, vision boards, sit down and do this and it's going to help you. But there's also a way that you can do a vision board. There's a way to do that vision board. And so I want to talk about that tonight, but I also want to talk about tonight what we talked about last week. And that was if you don't believe it, it's never going to become. If you don't ever believe it, you're never going to become it. Vision is the birthplace of every single breakthrough. My wife is a huge manifester. When she told me she used to manifest things and they would happen, I was just like, what do you mean by manifestation? Like, what exactly are you doing? And she's like, I envisioned you. I envisioned our two girls. I envisioned our life. I envisioned my life with you, and I made it come true. And we were on a vacation back in December, and I was inside working out. We were on a vacation paid trip from another company. I was in working out. She was out praying and manifesting, and I had no idea she was. And later on that night, things started happening in both of our lives, and we got this connection. We created these things that was absolutely amazing. And she said, "You know what? I manifested that today. I was thinking about that today." And what I thought about is manifestation is the bridge between where you are and where you're destined to be. Again, manifestation is the bridge between where you are and where you're destined to be. And this is not about magic, guys. This is about intention. This is about clarity. This is about telling your life where to go before life tells you where you're going to end up. Now, I know a lot of you think, I'm here, I ended up here, and I don't know why. How did this happen to me? It's because you didn't tell your life where you wanted to end up. You didn't know exactly where you wanted to go. And listen, I'm not talking about wishful thinking. I'm talking about deliberate, focused, intentional creation. Because the moment you stop waiting and instead you build the blueprint, you paint the picture, and you commit to the process, everything will begin to shift. And what we talked about last week, we talked about last week a GPS and a GPA. And that builds that blueprint. That builds that picture for you. And it helps you commit to the process because there's accountability inside of that GPS and that GPA. And once you do that, again, everything will begin to shift in your life. So today we're not just talking about vision boards. We're talking about life boards. A lot of people say vision boards. What I like to call it is a life board. My life vision board. What I want my life to look like. But what we're going to talk about in vision boards is the same thing that we talked about with the GPS and the GPA. It was all in 90 days. Now, a lot of people, a lot of gurus will teach you go out there and build a vision board. Build a vision board that is going to, you know, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, put a Bugatti, put a mansion, put all these things on your vision board that's going to help you create this life in the future. And I'm going to tell you today, that is not what a vision board is. A vision board is 90 days. A vision board is what am I going to accomplish in the next 90 days? Because when you put something in 90 days in a short term, you're going to go after it. But what you're going to find out on these vision boards, they're not going to have all the things that most people have on their vision boards. That mansion, that car, that beautiful vacation. What's going to be on that vision is the life you see when you close your eyes in the next 90 days. The life you feel when you tap into your spirit. The life that's been calling you, but you've been too distracted to answer that calling. Distracted by what? Distracted by your subconscious mind, distracted by excuses and reasons why you're not living the life that you deserve right now. So now that we've grounded ourselves in the power of goal setting, I want to quickly recap what we've covered last week because I truly believe, and I say this all the time, repetition is the key to all mastery. If you think about it, you're never good at anything you do one time. You're never good at something you do 10 times. You might become okay at something after 30 or 40 times. But repetition helps you become the master of everything. And everyone now in today's society wants to become great right now. If they're not, they give up, they quit. I failed. This is just not for me. In this business, you have to give this business 3 to 5 years and go at it before you know if it works or not. I had a conversation with someone the other day. They've been doing this 6 months. They're like, you know what? I just don't think this is going to work. I'm like, how can you say that after 6 months? Like, that's like when you first start walking and you fall 1,500 times, you're like, you know what? This walking thing, it's overrated. Or what about when you get married and the first 5 years is hard? A lot of people do. They give up. I can't fight through this. But that's why you say the vows that you say in the church that you're in, because everyone knows it's hard. And that's why they say death to us part.
Ah, qué poco. Bueno, ese es, y ahí
Hold on,
sale,
can you
ahí
mute?
termina los que están, mira.
Sorry about that, guys. Let me just let me just make sure that doesn't happen. There we go. I think Lola took care of it. So I want you guys to just think about that when the moments get tough and understand that like the repetition is the key to you master this, and it might take 2 or 3 years for you to do that. And last week we talked about the GPS and the GPA, your goals, your plan, your strategy, and then putting that on the calendar, right? It's cool to have a plan and know where you're going and know how you're going to get there with the activity. But if it's not on your calendar, it's not a commitment. You don't have a time that you're going to do it every day. We broke down the difference between wishing for something and actually engineering the steps to get it. We understood that setting goals is about making a wish list. It's not about making a wish list. It's about declaring your future and then aligning your actions daily to bring that vision to life. And the only way you can do that is calendar it, is put it on your calendar and say, I'm going to do this today because I know this is what's going to get me where I'm going. Now, here's where we're going to get a little deeper today. Today, we're going to give your goals a face. We're going to give your goals a face, an actual face that you could share with everybody, and everyone can look at it in your family and know exactly where you're going. But before we do that, I want to go through the GPS like I talked about at the end of the meeting, because I flew through the GPS. And when I do this in person, when I meet with people in person, I go around the room and I sit with individuals to make sure that they get this, to make sure that they understand exactly how to use this tool. And the reason I want you to understand how to use this tool is so that you can use this tool and you can duplicate it with other people. You can duplicate it with your friends. You could duplicate it with your husband and his job. You could duplicate it with the people on your team. I want to make sure you understand how to use this tool. This is what made me a multimillionaire. When I understood how important it was to have accountability, write them down and have a plan, and then have it on my calendar, when I started seeing the progress in my business and in my life, that's when it all changed for me. So what I want to do right now is I want to see who would like to go through their goals and we'll do it together. And then everyone else can watch as we go through this in like 5, 10 minutes. but I want to take one person and I want to go through what your goals are on the GPS together. And that way everyone can see exactly how this works. And we'll take it through one person. Okay, Ronald, you want to do this? First hand up. I'll take the first hand up. Go ahead, Ronald. I'm gonna pull this sheet up. Give me 1 second. I don't think that's sharing. Let me see. Preview. I think it's something sharing something else. Let me delete this. There. 31. There we go. Okay, here we go. All right, Ron. So and we're gonna try to fly through this as fast as possible so I can get to the other stuff on the life boards that we're gonna talk about tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically what we talked about is we want to set them in 90-day goals. So being that July 1st is coming up, what I want you guys to do with this sheet, right now it's June 25th. I want you to go through and I want you to change on this sheet. It's all fillable, you guys. What we sent you guys is fillable. You can type it in so you don't have to go in and, you know, write this in. You can do it right on your computer, right on your phone. Okay.
Right, right.
So for the quarter, how many brand partners do you want to bring in? And I know you are really good at this because I get his goals from him through text message on a daily basis. I'm his accountability partner. He's always telling me what he's going to do. I keep all of his texts because when he fails, we're going to have conversations about what happened. So for the quarter, the next 3 months, how many brand partners do you want to bring into business?
Let's see here. 60.
60. Okay, awesome. So if we want to bring in 60, that means you got to bring in how many in July?
12.
Nope. You got to bring in 20.
20, excuse me.
20, 20,
I'm going to make
and
sure.
then
I've got,
20.
I'm working off site, so I don't have my multi screens here, but go ahead. It shouldn't.
Don't worry. Okay, so now we have our brand partner goal. How many customers do you want to bring in the next 3 months?
36.
36. All right. And how many premium customers, meaning the top, not customers, I'm sorry, premium brand partners, do you want to bring in the next 3 months? Out of core, advanced plus, and premium, how many premiums do you want to bring in the next?
That's where I had trouble. That
Okay.
was kind of a sticking point for me because I didn't know what to use as assumptions. Anyway, I don't want to get too detailed, but so
So let's just say the percentage. Okay. So let's say that we wanted to bring in 10% of the 60 in premium accounts, if that's your goal. Because again, the reason I look at this goal is because that's a $405 commission, right?
right,
And so having conversations with customers and telling them why it would be best for them to premium so that they have patches to patch people,
right.
right? So we're going to change our narrative. So do you want that number to be 10%? Do you want it to be 20%? What do you want that number to be?
Um, I think we could go at 10%.
Okay, so that'll be six.
Right.
All right. And then what rank do you want to be in by the end of the quarter in
Um,
3 months in the
so
company?
senior director.
Senior director. Okay.
By
That's
global in October, I want to be senior director.
okay. All right. So, and then what income do you want to have be at by the end of how much income do you want to make over the next 3 months total?
Okay. Wow. I did it. I did it in my own spreadsheet. So now I'm mixed up. Let's see. Bear with me just a moment.
Don't worry, that's why we're doing this, so everyone can see how this works.
And let's just do it. So let's just do it 20,000.
20,000. Okay, awesome. All right, so now our goal right here for the 60 is going to be divided by the 3/4, right? 20. So if everything from this monthly number is going to be divided by 4, okay? So 20 divided by 4, how many, what is that?
20 divided by 4 is not as sharp as my wife. 5. Make it easy.
5. Very, very good. All right. So that means that we have to recruit 5 brand partners each week
Right.
to get to the 20. Okay. So if we have to, each week we have to do 5, how many do we have to recruit every single day? Now, 5 is divided by 4. Remember that. So everything is divided by 4. So
1.25. So round it up to 2.
very good. So the goal is we're going to try to bring in 2 brand partners every single day. Okay? To get to the 60.
Right.
To get to the 20. All right. And what I want you guys to look at on here is what you're going to do is at the end of July, let's just say you did 15 brand partners.
Yeah.
Okay. That 5 that you're short on this 20 is going to carry down to here. And so now we're going to go back in and we're going to change this to 25.
Right.
And then we're going to have to redo all of our numbers here. So if 4 divided by 25 is what? How many?
6.25. So 7.
Yep, very good. So now we're going to have to try to bring in 7 people each week. Divided by 4 is how many people every day?
1.75. So that's 2.
Correct. So our daily number doesn't change because we're always rounding up. Okay. So I just want you guys to see this. This is how the math works. And again, what you want to change here is let's say we bring in 4, then this number needs to change to 6 that
Right.
week so that we can always be even, right? So if we're going after 6, we have to change our activity based on what our goal is that week. And then we're always looking at the actual. The same thing for the customers, right? I think you said 36,
Right.
right? So same thing. For the month of July, if we divide 36 by 3 in 3/4, what is that?
12.
Okay. So that means every quarter, our goal is we want to bring in 12 customers. Okay. So 12 divided by 4 is what?
3.
3. So 3 customers every single week. Okay. Now, every day, 4 divided by 3, how many customers do we need to bring in every day?
1.33. So 2.
No,
4
because it's divided by 4 days. So it would be the opposite. So it's going to be less than 1. So you would round up to 1. So if you bring in a customer in every single day, you're going to have 4 customers in the week.
Got it. Okay.
Right? So now this is our goal. So now we know every day our goal is I need to do 2 and 1. Okay?
Wow.
Same thing on the premium goals. 6 is going to be divided. You want to bring in 2 a month. So the goal is you want to bring in 1 every single week.
Yeah.
Out of those who you come in, the goal is 1 every single week. If it's not working, then we got to figure out what we're saying and what we're doing that we're not getting that 1 every single day. Now, 4 divided by 1 is 1. We're going to try every day to get one of our customers a premium.
Right.
Okay. So what's your rank right now?
Manager.
You're a
Almost
manager.
almost director.
Okay. So you want to be a director by the end of July? Is that the goal?
I want to be director by August the 7th.
Director by August 7th. So you're going to say you're going to be a manager for the month of July. And then you want to be a director here.
It could
Well, yeah, I
speed
mean,
up.
it's whatever your goal is. It's your goal.
My goal would be by this evening to be director, but but I'm working it. So
Yeah, so so remember, these goals have to be attainable in your mind, right? So yes, I would love to wish list be a director, but if you're saying like feasible based on the numbers and based on what's coming in, I think by August I'll be a director.
yes,
And then by September, a director.
correct.
By October, it's a senior director, right?
Correct.
So here, because doesn't go to October, we need to make this a director.
Yeah.
Okay. And then income goal. So what do you want to make in July? Because we got to divide 20 by 3. So the money is going to increase. So is it I want to make 5,000, this month, I want to make 7,500 this month, and then I want to make 7,500 this month. What are these numbers? And again, I don't want you guys to think that I'm dictating this. This is all
No.
you guys sitting and planning it and saying, hey, or you know what, this month I think I can make 2,500, and then this month I think I can make,
Right.
8,500, and
Right.
then this month I'm going to make 9,500. So you just have to determine those numbers. And then
Okay.
wherever you're short, the biggest key on here is understanding what your goal was and what your actual was.
Right.
Now, the biggest part of this GPS, you guys, is here. Because this is just getting to your number.
Right.
This is getting to how many you want to do. But down here is your actual activity, the goal producing activity, right? So this is where we figure out what do we have to do every day to actually hit this monthly number, this weekly number, this daily number. And what you're going to find is these numbers are going to be a lot less than you think. Okay. So if we want 60 for the quarter,
Right.
okay, and we want 20 for the month, we have what would you say your close rate is of people that you talk to is?
I would put it right now at it's 20%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's so as long as we know that. So 20.
Right.
So that means we got to talk to how many people and patch how many people in a month to get to 20.
We need to weekly outbound calls on my spreadsheet. It's 60 a week.
Okay, so this is and again, this is where we want to make sure we understand this, okay? So
Yeah.
if I want 20 a month and you're saying your percentage is 20%, you got to talk to 100 people a month to get to 20. Now, this is where people freak out. They're like 100 people a month. Oh my God, that's a lot of people.
Right.
Well, if I divide 100 by 4, I got to talk to how many people a week?
Yeah.
I got to
Right.
talk to 25
Right.
a week. So 4 days in the week. And again, remember, you guys, I do everything by 4 because I want to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That doesn't mean I only work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I want to plan my activity in those 4 days to hit my goals. If I don't hit my goal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then I'm working Friday. I don't get to play golf.
Right.
And sometimes I even got to work Saturday to
Yeah.
hit that goal.
Jay,
Okay.
what I did is I put in a 5-day week. I haven't quite gotten my head around a 4-day week at this point in time.
Okay.
So I just put it at a 5-day week, and if it's overtime, it's Saturday.
And you could do that, but again, this business, you guys, the way that I see this business is I
Mhm.
want to have quality of life.
True.
Okay. And so what I want to represent to everyone else that I'm trying to bring into this business is quality of life. So if I try to plan to get it in 4 days and I don't, then I got to figure out what I'm doing wrong so I can't get it done in 4 days. Because the ultimate goal is to run a 4-day work week and be off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I would challenge you to
Okay.
divide everything by 4 and
Okay.
try to get everything done in those 4 days and don't really leave Friday as an option. And if it doesn't happen on those 4 days, Friday's there. But I really want everyone on this call to understand that we can live a quality life and not have to work 5, 6, 7 days a week. Now, a lot of us on here like me that's a workaholic. I know that about myself. So what I want to do is, make sure that I'm spending time with my family and I'm not working 5 days a week. Now I
Right.
will if it was required. So that 25 each week that I need to patch, if I divide that by 4, how many people do I need to talk to daily to get to that 100?
6.25, so 7.
7 people, right? And
Right.
so and then now I have the day down here, right? I break my day down into 4 quarters, like I told you. Not 11 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to. So now I'm going to break it down. So of those 4 hours, how many people do I need to talk to every 2 hours that I'm working this business? I got to talk to 2 people. And now that number is a lot more manageable in my head, right? When you say I got to talk to 100 people a month, it's like crazy. I'm only talking to 15. How do I talk to 100?
Right.
I got to talk to 7 people a day. That might sound crazy, you guys, because you're nowhere close to that. But if you want to sign up 60 people in a quarter, which is going to take you to a multi 7-figure income in this business, now that might not be your goal. Your goal might be, I want to sign up 30 people or 20 people in a quarter. But it's got to be your goal. Remember what I talked about. Your goals are your goals, not my goals. Your goals are not his goals. So, and this works the same exact way on everything, right? Opportunity calls. If you go through this, it's the same math that you're going to go through. The reason that I do this primarily is for psychology of people that are doing business. Because when you start with a big number, that's what's in your head, and you're like, it's not attainable. I can't do it. But when it is divided down into a small number, then you can have self-accountability on here and say, okay, this sheet by the end of the quarter, the end of the month, it's going to tell you exactly what you didn't do. And that's what this sheet's all about. So that's why I wanted to go through it. Excuse me. On our last call, I'm going to go through it one more time. And then I want to have somebody on here take me through it. Because I want to make sure you guys understand this. This tool has changed everything in my life. I use this tool for everything that I want to accomplish in my life. All my businesses, it's the same thing. Because if you know what your KPIs are and you know what you want to accomplish and you know what you have to do to get there, now you have what is called a GPS.
Okay.
And that's why I call it a GPS, because I wanted to create something that every time I get my car in Miami, I have my GPS Waze system on. Why? Because there's accidents, there's construction. I want to get there the fastest way possible. This is going to help you get there the fastest way possible.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thanks for doing that with me. Excuse me. Now we're going to bring your vision to life in a way that your mind can see it. Your emotions can feel it and your actions can pursue it. And I'm trying to give you guys all these tools to help you. Now, does it take a little bit of time to sit down and do this? Absolutely. Is it going to take you some time to sit down and do a vision board? It will. But it's a fun process. And the reason that I want you to do this life vision board is because it's something in front of you all the time. And so I want to ask you, when was the last time that you slowed down long enough to truly visualize the life that you want and the life that you're building? Because right now, most people live where they are because that's the only place that they know. They don't know anything else possible. They think this is the life that they have. If you just sit down long enough and visualize the life you want, everything is going to change, you guys. When was the last time you allowed yourself to dream? Like a really big dream. My wife is the best at this. She is the biggest dreamer, the biggest manifestor I've ever met in my entire life. When I say dream really big, I'm talking about dream with no limits, you guys. No history, no getting kicked in the face, pushed down, people telling you you're never going to be successful, having failure, losing everything you got. Like dream really big with no limits, no restrictions. Not how am I going to do this instead of just pure possibility. I want to recommend a book. I'm going to have Lola put in the chat. It's a book that I absolutely love, and it's called The Magic of Thinking Big. Lola, if you could put that link in the chat, I'd appreciate it. The Spanish and English version. Because you guys, your vision is what pulls you forward when motivation wears off. Motivation is temporary, you guys. Motivation, like Zig Ziglar said, is like taking a bath. You got to do it every single day. But inspiration comes from vision. Vision is what's going to give you actions and purpose. Vision is what fuels consistency when results aren't instant. Because results that last are never instant, you guys. It could be luck, but luck is a horrible plan. If goal setting is your blueprint, then your vision board is the rendering. It's your image. It's the daily reminder of why it freaking matters. You guys see, your brain is wired for visuals. It craves evidence. It locks in on what it sees repeatedly. That's like when you buy a car and you've never seen the car that you bought before on the road, never really paid attention. And as soon as you buy that car, everyone has that same car because it locks in on what you see. You're driving in your car and like, oh, there's another Escalade. There's another Cadillac. Oh my God, there's another Expedition. Oh my God, there's another. Oh, there's so many people that have my car, but you never see it because you're not locked in on it. And that's why this exercise is so much more than cutting and pasting. It's programming your subconscious, which is so important, you guys, to believe in the life you're building before it ever becomes visible. And that's the thing. People just lose interest because it doesn't come as fast as they want. It will become visible if you keep believing that it's going to become possible. So today I'm inviting you guys to get creative. Take some time, get intentional, and put the same energy into visualizing your goals as you do writing them down and planning them. Because when your vision becomes real in your mind, it starts becoming real in your life. Let's take everything that we built over the last 4 weeks, your morning, your evening routines, your numbers, your GPS, your action plan, your why, your success snowflake, your core values, all those things. And now let's give it a life on a board, a life board that you can see every single day. Because if you can see it daily, you guys, you can believe it deeply. And when you believe it deeply, you're going to start to work for it consistently. And what I recommend doing is once you have finished this life board, this vision board, save it as a screensaver on your phone. Save it on your computer screensaver. Save it on your fridge. Put it on your mirror in your bedroom. Method mirror, when you wake up, it's the first thing that you see. Sit down and share it with your family, friends, your team that you're bringing into the business. And have the conviction and belief that these things are going to happen. This is the journey that I'm on now. And it's very easy to create, you guys. Lola's going to drop in the chat photocollage.com. It's an app online where you can go on Google and get images and drag it into photocollage.com. You can use Canva. She could drop a link for Canva as well, where you can go in and get images off the internet and start creating a vision board in Canva. Or just grab your scissors, magazines, apps, screenshots, whatever it is. Start cutting those things out, but sit down and think about, what do I want my life to look like visually? Manifest it. Because today I want to take the next step with you guys. I want to take the next step from setting goals to seeing goals, from planning the dream to living in the vision. Let's build your guys' life boards and start showing your life exactly where it's headed. So I want to discuss a few things that I believe help when creating the vision board. I've done this many, many times. It's not about cutting out a picture of a car or a house or some six-pack abs and slapping it on a poster, you guys. It's not about that. It's about creating clarity. Like I talked about SMART goals, clarity is the key. So when you sit down to create this, I want you to think big and I want you to think deep. And I know that's a challenge. A lot of people don't want to go deep. They don't want to think big. They're scared to think big. I want you to think about things about your mindset. How do you want your mindset to change? What do you want to believe about yourself? What do you want other people to believe about you? What thoughts do you want to dominate your daily dialogue every single day? How about your health? What energy do you want to walk into every single room with? What habits do you want to master? In the next 90 days, that's what this is about, massive action plan. What do you want to change in your life? What do you want to master? What about your career, your business? I'm not just talking about LifeWave. Maybe you have a career outside of this. I have many businesses outside of this. What's the impact you want to make? What kind of legacy are you building? Your finances. How does money flow to you? I believe money is easy. How are you using your money? How are you going to save your money? How are you going to create a legacy with your money? What level of freedom do you want to walk into in the next 90 days? How about your relationships? Who do you love? Where do you want that relationship to go? Who do you pour into? How much time are you going to spend with your children? What kind of people do you want around you? We have events. We just had an event. We're going to have another one. Are those the type of people that you want to be around, that think alike, that want to grow, that want to do something different than they're doing right now? What about your contribution? How are you giving back? What causes light up your soul that you want to give to that maybe you can't give to right now, but you're like, you know what? One day I'm going to give to that soul. Maybe it's your church. Maybe you haven't been able to tithe as much as you would like to tithe to your church. You guys, this isn't just about material things. This is about alignment. Because when you see it, you will start to feel it. Like I said earlier, when you feel it, you're going to start to believe it. And when you believe it, you start to move like it's already yours. You walk in the room like it's already yours, even if you don't have it. You wake up in the morning and you act like it's yours, even though you don't have it. So don't just make this a fun project. Make this your strategy for becoming. What I want to do next week is I want you to share them with our group and with everyone in your life so others can see your vision and what you're going to do. So what I want to do is I want to share mine as an example. And what I want you to remember, the first couple of weeks what we talked about was success snowflake. We talked about our whys. They're all different. I'm not sharing yours for you to make yours like mine. I just want to give you an idea of what one looks like because I don't want you to have my goals. That's not what I'm trying to teach you tonight is to be like me. What I want to teach you is for you to be like you. Because pure happiness and pure joy and pure fulfillment comes from what you want, not from what I want or trying to be like the Joneses, like my father used to say. Like if somebody wore a certain pair of jeans or they wore a certain something, I wanted those jeans, those Jordache jeans, which I know really ages me back in the 80s. But my dad always used to say to me, "Do you want to be like the Joneses?" And back then, yeah, I wanted to be like the Joneses because it was better than being like the Atkinses. But I want you to be like you. And that's what the message is today. So let me share with you really quick what my board looks like, just to give you an idea of what you guys can create. Now, get as creative as you want with this. And your board should tell a story. A lot of people should be able to look at your board and be able to see what you want. And this is my 90-day vision board, you guys. This is what I want to do in the next 90 days. Okay. So if you go from left to right, just like a book, right? You don't have to do this, but mine tells a story. I want my check in the next 90 days with LifeWave to be 20,000 a week. That means 80,000 a month. That means $1 million a year with LifeWave. That's what I want my check to be with LifeWave. Again, money is not everything, but money is a measuring stick. It shows how successful and how many people that I'm helping in this business. We right now are almost 900 people enrolled in the business. In the next 3 months, I want to be at 1,200. I want to enroll 300 people, at least 100 people a month in the business in the next 3 months. Okay. I want to have our Wellness Revolution educational website up and running for all of our team, for all of you on this call, from anybody's team that wants to use this as a resource. We're working on that now with the web designer. I want to have that up. Carlos and I have a Airbnb and a real estate coaching business. I want our business to be at 1,000 students. That way, we have people that are actually in the real estate industry, making money in the real estate industry. I want to be in the best shape of my life in the next 90 days. I'm about to turn 52 years old. I want to be in the best shape of my life and have the lowest body fat that I've ever had. That's just my goal at 52 years old. That's an accomplishment that I want to make. And I've been working out for years, but at 52, I'm like, you know what? There's no excuse for me not to be the same shape I was when I was 35 years old. I want to have our school system set up. My wife and I are working on that right now. Train everyone. Anybody can come in this business. Our goal was to have them in 2 weeks. They could be proficient and start building a business with 2 weeks of going through our school system. That's my goal. The other goal is I have a financial services business. I want to have 100 clients in the next 90 days that come in. So I want to have 32, 33 clients a month, one every day, that I'm helping with financial literacy. So this is what I look at every day on my phone, on my computer, it's on my refrigerator, it's in my when I wake up in the morning and brush my teeth, this is what I'm looking at every single day. I'm reminded every single day what I'm putting out in the universe. My wife knows my goals, my kids know my goals, my friends know my goals, everyone knows my goals. The other thing is I want to practice golf with Luna 4 times a week. Right now we're at around 3. But I know for her to get at the level she wants to be at, she wants to be really good at this sport. I have to dedicate my time making sure that we go early in the morning and I can practice with her 4 days a week. She loves it. It's her passion. I'm the one holding her back because I've got other things that I'm working on. It's not her. She asks me every morning or every night when I put her to sleep, can we go play golf in the morning? Based on my schedule, I have to say yay or nay. But my goal in the next 90 days is consistently I can go 4 days a week with her. And the bottom, the one of the bottom is I have 3 investment properties right now that I'm in. I want to have another 3 in the next 90 days. So this is my goal. Something I'm focused on every single day that's in front of my face that everyone in my life knows what my goals are. In 90 days, if I didn't hit one of these goals on this vision board, it's going to carry over to the next 90 days. Just because I don't hit the goal, you guys, doesn't mean it goes away. It just goes to the next 90 days. So if there's 2 or 3 of these that I don't hit, guess what? It's getting carried over. I don't ever give up on a goal. When you give up on a goal, that's quitting. When you quit, you fail. And I refuse to fail at anything. I don't look at not hitting a goal as failing. I just look at it as a goal that I didn't hit as something that I got to focus more on. So that's the way that I look at these goals. And that's why I wanted to share this with you guys so you guys can visually. What I want to do is I want you guys over the next week to work on this. Spend 30 minutes, spend 45 minutes going in and actually thinking about what you want in your life, what you want to accomplish in the next 90 days. Because this gets you to your bigger goal, you guys. I know if I focus on these things, I'm going to get to my bigger goal. And that's what this is about. Because you know what? By the end of 26, I want to be at $60,000 a week, right? But I got to hit 20 first. But I know by the end of 26, our goal is to be at $60,000 a week in this business. There's people making $140,000 a week in this business. There's nothing stopping us from doing that. The only thing that stops anybody on this call from doing anything that they want is this right here. That's it. There's no one in your way. The only thing in the way is this. I promise you. So get out of the way. Stop making excuses. Get consistent. Use the stuff that we're teaching you or that I'm teaching you through this 90-day massive action plan. Listen, all this stuff that I'm teaching you guys, I stole everything. Okay? I didn't invent any of this, right? If you read my book, the first thing I say in my book, in the first sentence is everything that you're going to learn in this book, I stole. There's nothing new, you guys. It's just all the stuff that I learned through other books, I've implemented and executed. These are all the things that worked great for me. And I'm just like you. 22 years ago, I was living in my car, dead broke, no money in my bank account. So there's nothing special about me. Everything I'm teaching you, every professor that teaches you at college is teaching a textbook that somebody else wrote. There's nothing new, you guys. This is the thing. There's millions and millions and millions of books. You see a lot of them behind me. There's a lot of information out there. It's just a matter of if you're going to execute on it. Are you going to take the information and do something about it? Now, let's talk about something that most people avoid. And that's what I just talked about. Execution. And there's that dang word again. Because once the vision is set, the next battle begins. And that is the battle between your ears. And also between your comfort zone. That's why most people are not successful. Here, and they're comfortable. But if you really think about it, most people are in an uncomfortable state all the time. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough time. They're not getting to go on the vacations. They're not getting to live in the house or drive a car or be the person that they want to be or be with their daughter as much as they want. I wish I could play golf with my daughter 7 days a week. And one day I will be able to. One day she won't have to work. She'll be a professional golfer. I'll be able to be her caddy and I'll be on the golf course with her every single day. That's why I do what I do now. When my daughter asks me why I can't take her to play golf, I'm like, do you like the house that you live in? Do you like that you can do piano? Do you like that you can go to art? Do you like that you can play golf? Well, it takes work. But my goal is to spend every single day with you. But I got to work my tail off to get there. Let's be real, you guys. Human beings are wired to seek comfort because comfort is safe, seemingly. It's secure. It's warm and fuzzy. But I want you guys to hear me on this. Comfort is the enemy of growth. You will never grow if you stay comfortable. That warm and cozy, predictable life you're settled into right now, it might feel safe to you because it's the only thing that you know. But in the long run, it's a far more dangerous than taking a risk. You know what's really uncomfortable, you guys? Regret. The kind of regret that weighs on your soul. The regret of knowing you could have, you should have, And if you just would have, but you didn't. You think I'm crazy when I say you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable? Everyone that I say that to, that's just a crazy statement. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. But that feeling, that tension, that stretching out and trying to take those risks, that's the price of success and greatness. And the truth is, every breakthrough you're praying for, you're manifesting, you're writing down on your GPS, is currently hiding behind a wall of discomfort. So when you feel uncomfortable, I'm going to challenge you, don't run, don't shrink, don't numb out, don't drink, don't do whatever that you do to numb out what you're feeling. I want you to lean in because that's a signal you're exactly where you're supposed to be. That moment you feel comfortable, that's your trigger. That's your red flag. That's that voice in your head being like, I'm comfortable right now. Maybe I should do something about this. Maybe I should get uncomfortable. And it should be your internal alarm that goes off, warning, 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 warning. Your growth, my growth has stopped. So next time, what you're going to do when you feel that, this is what I want you to do. I want you to jump in. And I want to leave you guys with a challenge, a real tangible action step. Do one thing in the next 24 hours that makes you completely uncomfortable. When you do, reach out a Telegram, celebrate with people. Tell them that this made me really uncomfortable and I did this and I feel amazing that I did it. Have the conversation that you've been avoiding. It could be a personal conversation. It could be a business conversation. Post the video you've been afraid to share. Just do it. Talk to the person you've been afraid to talk about this business. They're your chicken list. They'll never want to do it. They're going to judge me. Go talk to them. Wake up earlier. It's uncomfortable to wake up earlier. Just do it. Watch the sun come up. Watch how amazing it feels. Say yes to the thing that you usually say no to because it makes you uncomfortable. Maybe like go do the cold plunge. That sucks. But afterwards you feel amazing. Whatever it is, do the thing that stretches you. Because every single time you push past fear, you build the muscle of courage. Hold on a second. Sorry, I got a new puppy and she's screaming. Hey, hey, hey. Every time you guys push past fear, you're going to build that muscle of courage. And courageous people, they change the world. Think about the people that have changed the world. Steve Jobs, super courageous, didn't care about anything that anybody thought. Those are the people that change the world. Let this be your moment. Let this be the day you guys stop negotiating with your comfort zone. Let this be the day you guys decide. This new version doesn't wait any longer. It doesn't matter what happened in your past, you guys. It does not matter the decisions you made, the mistakes that you made, or the success that you did not gain. Decide you're going to move even when it's messy. You will show up even when it's scary, when you are scared to death. And just say every day you wake up, this is who I am now. Because vision without action is just imagination, you guys. But vision with action, that's manifestation. So go build it, go become it. And when the discomfort comes, do one simple thing. Just smile. It's not going to kill you. I promise you. It's going to make you better. And then when you smile, what it's going to mean, you guys, is you're finally becoming the person that your goals require. And that's what's going to create the success that you've always wanted in your entire life. So I really appreciate you guys. Again, like I said at the beginning of this call, I do not take your time lightly. I put a lot of effort and energy into this of what I've learned to try to give you guys a good message that's other than just how to recruit a brand partner. I wanted to give you guys this information that changed my life, that's changed so many people's lives, that I actually charge for. This is something that people pay a lot of money for, and I wanted to give it to you guys for absolutely free because I want you guys to have the success that you deserve in your life. But it all starts right here between your ears. You got to make the decision every single day you wake up. I didn't say you got to make the decision once. You got to make the decision every single solitary day you wake up because life will punch you in the face. I promise you, it'll punch you and punch you and punch you and punch you. That's what life is. But understand it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's to make you better, it's to challenge you. If it's God, if it's universe, seeing if you are ready, seeing if you are ready to go to the next level in your life. Nothing is given to us, you guys. Nothing. It takes effort, it takes energy, it takes defeat. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I will see you next week. We're going to have another powerful class next week. We're going to have probably 3 more of these. Again, I do not take your time lightly. And I hope that one day I will get the privilege of meeting all of you and having a conversation with you guys. Thank you guys so much and have a great night.